I mean, and as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about Yunus alayhi salam, and he had difficulties. I mean, so I quoted here from the Quran about Surah Yunus, the story of Yunus, and I think I was in the ayat. What was فَلَوْلَا أَنَّهُ كَانَ مِنَ الْمُسَبِّحِينَ لَلَبِثَ فِي بَطْنِهِ إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. Had he not been of those who musabbihin, those who magnify God. And of course, sabbaha also means to swim in Arabic.
What does it exactly mean by to swim or magnify?
It means to acknowledge Allah's true nature. It's like making tasbih. But it has the idea also to swim. So I like that. It's the idea that what's swimming, when you're swimming in water, you're constantly engaged in the water, right? You're constantly engaged in water. If you stop swimming, what do? What happens to you? You drown. You sink, but he drowns. As you're both going down, you realize you're both drowning, and then, it's like, it's just a little, play of words there, or reality. But that's how you have to be. You have to musabbih with Allah. You have to swim in Allah. Where everything is at a moment, but it's a constant movement with God. But movement based on what? On God as God is, and that's the concept of tasbih. God in His tanzihat, God in His transcendent nature. God as God. Not as God as you project God to be, but God and affirming God as Allah as the transcendent, living, creator God, who is closer to you than the veins in your neck, but is not found in any location. He's not located, but He's close than yourself. Closer than yourself. In the story of Yunus alayhi salam, when he's swimming in the transcendence of God, in the fish or the whale, the hut, as he is, in the darkness, veil upon veil darkness. There's a little metaphor there. But what does Allah says? وَأَرْسَلْنَاهُ إِلَى مِيَّةِ أَلْفٍ أَوْ يَزِيدُونَ. And He said, what? We sent him to 100,000 or more. فَآمَنُوا, they believe. That's the power of swimming with God. Is that when you are in this openness with Allah, you can become a person that is just powerfully transformative for many people. And that's why we have to be this way. You have to bring people to the pool party. This is, we all like pool parties. Go into someone's house to swim and hang out and all that stuff. But there's a different tasbih. It's swimming in divine remembrance and having buoyancy. It's like you can't. Why do we have canals on the East Coast? Remember all those canals in Pennsylvania and places like that? Why? Because you can't carry all that weight on horses, but you put that boat on water and you can carry a lot more by just pulling it. So when you are floating in divine remembrance, you can carry much more than a person who's on dry land. What I mean by that is that when you've got, Allah will make it, your taqa, your capacity to carry, it becomes even greater when you are supported in the sea of divine remembrance. So open up yourself to Allah on these things and ask Allah to take you from being a person who is momentary to being, it's like Imam Rabbani used this metaphor. He took an amber. He said, here's the amber. But when he started doing like that, he said, when you do the amber, you spin it, you see a circle of light, right? You have the illusion of a circle of light. But the reality is what? It's a series of dots. But it gives you, it's like, when you look at a spinning fan, right? And if you just sort of do like that at the proper frequency, the fan almost seems to stop, or you see it, you can break down the fan. But when you're looking at it, it looks like constant. But you can actually break it down, or a strobe light on it or something like that. And so the frequency is the same. So the point is, your life is a series of moments, But if your moments are all connected, you get a series, you get the impression of a linear continuity. But the reality is moments. So you want those. You don't want like a moment, darkness, moment, darkness. You want the appearance of a continuity, even though they're actually just moments in your life. So in order to get that, you need to really be prayerful to God. And you also have to, and it goes back to one topic we're going to talk about, is desiring God, which is yearning. You have to yearn for God. I mean, I'm very against yearning for Islam. Don't yearn for Islam. Don't want Islam. Want God through Islam, and you'll have a wonderful thing. But if you just want Islam, you're no different than a putperest. A putperest, right? An idolater. Because real Islam is just self-secure, is selfness in God in a prophetic matrix. You know, so we love Islam, but we love the ideal of Islam as God has Islam, as God has revealed Islam, but not necessarily the manifestation of Islam in the year 2012, as we call Islam as a world religion. That may be something different.